Libra, this is your astrology forecast for March 2016. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to be with you today. Couple of things going on in March. The first of which is that there are 2 eclipses in the month, and eclipses always kind of make things a little bit more turbulent and interrupt the energy flow. So I'm going to give you a rundown of what's happening, and hopefully that'll give you an idea of what you'll be working with in March. Now, the first thing that occurs is that Saturn and the Sun, they form a square on the 1st of March, and they stay in with that square aspect until the 12th of March. So pretty much for the first 2 weeks of March, you're going to notice this energy. And the first is that Saturn in Sagittarius in your 3rd really makes you question what you're thinking about and what your beliefs and values are. And connecting that with the Sun, it kind of puts doubt on what you're doing, especially in your day-to-day routine, in your work, and when you're helping other people. The other thing that occurs on the 2nd of March is that a T-square forms, and that's an area of friction. Now again, that connects your Sun to Jupiter, and both of those finish off the triangle by coming together with that Saturn in your 3rd house. So there is going to be a sense of, okay, this is what I'm doing every day, I'm helping other people, I'm being of service. Am I doing the right thing here? Am I actually doing something that's meaningful, or am I wasting my time? So you're going to have a bit of a questioning process in terms of your day-to-day work that you're doing, and whether that's actually useful and whether you make a useful contribution. Now, the guidance according to the chart here is that you're being a little bit hard on yourself. The Sun in Pisces, that's the time we're in, okay? On the 2nd of March, the Sun is in Pisces, and this time of the year is very much about sharing, being of service, giving to other people, and you've really tapped into that, and you're really taking this seriously, and you're asking yourself, okay, how am I being there for other people? Am I just living my life to benefit myself, or am I actually doing something for humanity? Now, Jupiter in your 12th in Virgo means that the actions you are taking are positive, that things are progressing, that they're growing nicely. And if you seem to be moving forward, then that's a green flag for you that you're on the right track. Don't give in to doubt so much. At least you're busy, at least you're trying your best, but that Saturn is kind of making you a little bit overly critical. So going into March, first 2 weeks, the first 3 weeks, it's really important that you kind of, you're nice to yourself, that you don't kind of feel like you're not doing enough, or that you're on the wrong track. That's literally just Saturn kind of making you scrutinize every aspect of your life. On the 3rd of March, a yod appears, and a yod always has a kind of karmic connection to it. It connects your Uranus in your 7th and your Venus in your 5th, and it points towards that Jupiter in the 12th. This is a wonderful kind of karmic indicator that the 3rd of March is the best day so far in the month for you in terms of your romantic life. If you go out there and you do something, if you put yourself out there in terms of internet dating, or going on a date, or letting your friends know that you're single again, and you make yourself available to be with another person, and you take action on that, there's great potential that you'll have success with that. So the 3rd of March is, schedule that in. It's a really good day when it comes to relationships. Mercury goes into Pisces on the 5th of March, and Mercury is the communication planet. It's information going in, coming out. It rules information in all ways, intellectual relationships that you have, speaking, writing, talking, everything. So in Pisces, it means that the communication that you've got with your intuitive self, with your feelings, with your emotions is heightened, and you've got a lot going on in that 6th house. You've got Chiron, the Sun, Midheaven, Neptune, and Mercury all in Pisces. And basically, your day-to-day routine is completely focused on what am I doing on a day-to-day basis, and how is that useful? And it almost feels to me like you're going through some sort of identity crisis, because you're literally questioning your life and the way you're living it. Chiron will make that sting a little bit, so if you're not kind of, you know, saving humanity, being Mother Teresa or Florence Nightingale or something, you're going to feel like you've fallen short. And past disappointments are going to come up for you. The way to manage that is to say, I'm trying my best here, and to focus on what you would like to achieve and to put the action in to go towards that. March is not a month for you to doubt yourself. It's to actually put practical action in. On the 6th of March, Mars goes from Scorpio into Sagittarius in your 3rd house. And that's nice for you because Mars in Scorpio is self-doubt, it's frustration, it's kind of feeling uncomfortable with the emotions. And when it comes out of that sign and goes into Sagittarius, it's about moving forward. So you're going to be far less self-critical, you're not going to be crippled by self-doubt here, you're not going to be questioning every action you take, whether it's right or wrong. And from the 6th onwards, you can relax a little bit, you can ease off, and things will start to appear to flow more nicely. Also, I think your relationships at the moment are very, very positive. People are going to be supportive of you. I think you're going to get on very well with people. I think you'll see other people's point of view and vice versa. And I think that's a very positive thing here in the first week of March. On the 7th, Jupiter is in the 12th of spirituality and doing things for other people. And your rising sign is in Cancer in the 10th. And again, the phrase that's coming to me is kind of like a bleeding heart mentality. You're really a little bit over the top at the beginning of March with wanting to really save humanity or do something to save humanity. And I don't think it's constructive because I think it's almost saving humanity to the point of hysteria, and it's preventing you from actually doing anything. So this overwrought sense of concern and worry for other people actually gets you to a place of not taking action at all. And the way it paralyzes you, because nothing is ever going to be good enough. So the way to go through that and the way to work with it is to jot down the actual ideas that you're wanting to do. So, I don't know, get involved with some charity or petitioning some cause or doing what it is you care about, writing those down and then actually listing what you can do in practice. And I think the most peace you're going to get during this first week of March is not to have things go round and round in your head, but to actually get very grounded and practical and to do certain things. So don't think about everything too much and just do what it is you can do and then go on to the next thing. On the 9th of March, the new moon occurs. The new moon is when the moon is totally black and it pulls new energy in. And this new moon is in Pisces. So it pulls this Pisces energy in, which is about helping other people. But it's not just a new moon, it's also a total solar eclipse. And it's an eclipse on the south node. Eclipses on the south node are about releasing, letting go of things. And you've got Chiron, the wounded healer, sitting right in the middle of that new moon. So this is a wonderful time to actually release and to let go of this feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not good enough, I'm selfish, I'm not doing enough for other people, look at the past disappointments. That whole voice that you've been listening to for the first 9 days of March, you have an opportunity to let go of that now. So it doesn't matter whether it's particularly intense at the beginning of the month. In fact, the more intense it is, the more release potential you've got. So this new moon is going to be really positive for you, and it's going to give you a clean slate where you can connect with other people in a less over-the-top way, and you can kind of become right-sized again. I think you've returned to sanity in many ways. On the 10th of March, the moon then goes into Aries in your 7th house. And this shifts your focus away from all of these emotional upheavals that you've been experiencing. And it focuses you much more into what am I doing in my relationships, what practical actions am I taking, and what do I want to achieve in my relationships, especially my romantic relationships. So the key thing for you here, Libra, is to ground yourself and to literally only judge yourself by your actions and not this whole other world that's going on in your head. The moon starts to conjunct Uranus on the 11th, and Uranus is about chaos and energy. It rules electricity. It's really uncontrollable amounts of energy. And with the moon right next to it in Aries, you're really going to feel a strong push to do something about your relationship. So whether you're in a relationship and it's not particularly fulfilling, you're going to feel the need to make some changes. If you're single, you're going to feel the need to meet someone new and to be in a relationship. You've also got Venus in Aquarius there. And again, you can trust that instinct, and taking practical action on that will be positive. So the 10th and 11th, I think romance again and relationship will become strong themes that you'll think about quite strongly, and that will actually prompt you to take action. It's not so much about thinking, it'll just lead you to do something about it, and it'll feel quite organic. Venus goes into Pisces on the 12th of March, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty. So again, the focus shifts back a little bit, and this is where you might get a little bit seasick. You've got 6 planets in your 6th house now. You've got the Sun, Chiron, your midheaven, Mercury, Neptune, and Venus, all in this very loving, self-sacrificing energy of Pisces. And you're going to be focusing on what practical action you can take to make humanity better, to help people, to make life easier. And you've just had 2 days where you've been focusing about your own relationships and been focusing on what you want, and now it's completely back to what other people want and what I can do. So that's why I'm saying seasick, because it's complete 180s. Your focus shifts, and you might feel a little bit dizzy from what am I actually doing? Am I trying to help people? Am I trying to help myself? And it seems like a bit of a vortex that you've got sucked into. On the 13th of March, the moon starts to square Jupiter in the North Node. And this gives you the ability to make effective changes in your personal relationships, especially at work. And that is what you're trying to achieve on a soul level. So focus on that in your career. Again, keep things very simple, keep them grounded, keep them practical, and you'll get the most out of the day. And a grand cross occurs on the 15th. A grand cross is when there are 4 squares in the chart and they create a big red square. And this, for everybody, is a time when things are a little bit tough, when they are a little bit frantic. For you, it connects your Jupiter in your 12th, your moon in your 9th, all of that energy in your 6th house, and your Saturn in your 3rd. So you're going to want to be in touch with your own spirituality. You will want to know everything at the same time and know how it works. The other time you'll have a desire to explore and to educate yourself, and then again that big theme of the month, which is to help other people. So as you can see, some of those things conflict each other. You can't know the way everything is and be completely closed-minded and certain and then learn things at the same time. It doesn't work. The thing I would focus on is to just kind of get some peace and quiet going here, because that's what I feel is lacking for you in March. And the way you can do that is by meditating and to really get the groundedness within yourself and to access that inner place of comfort and peace and complete belonging. Because everything so far is very much about the external and trying to change the external. In the 12-step traditions, they talk about being powerless over people, places, and things. And that is very interesting, because what you're concerned about is people, places to a lesser extent, but things, sorting things out for humanity, making everything right. And you're setting yourself up there for this huge battle, and you're one person, and of course you're going to feel frustrated and uncomfortable with that. So getting a sense of strength from your core, from within, through meditation, whether you do breathing meditation or yoga or just walking in nature, whatever it is that makes you feel grounded and collected, do that, and that'll give you a sense of peace, especially around the 15th. On the 17th of March, there's a triangle of friction, which is 2 sesqui squares, which are planets apart 135 degrees, and then they're connected by a square, which is an aspect of 90 degrees. And they create a real motivational point here for you on this day in regard to your work. I think you'll get a message from outside of you, either an email or a colleague or your boss, that really resonates with you, and that gives you the first real motivation in the month of something concrete and practical that you can do to make things better. So you start to get some real emotional clues. So the thing to look out for on the 17th is to listen to your feelings. It'll literally click within you, and when you hear that click, you can trust it, and you can then put that into action. The moon goes into Leo on the 18th of March, and the moon is what you feel nurtured by on a soul level, what comes easily. And in Leo, it's about being confident and being warm. And in the 11th house, it's about connecting with other people in a light-hearted, positive way. And on the 18th is a wonderful day for you to really communicate with other people, to spend some time socializing, because it will ground you, it'll make you feel less frazzled, and also it will give you the support of other people and it will make you feel good. That's the thing that's been underlying here. You've been so hard on yourself for most of the month, but the underlying thing is that your relationships really are very, very positive all month, and that you have a lot of support available to you if you ask for it. The moon stays in Leo until the 20th. So those 3 days are really nice time to socialize and to spend with people. Let's just look at the actual days. So the 18th of March is a Friday, so it falls over a weekend. So that's perfect. So make plans on that weekend, because you're really going to benefit. People like you, people like being around you, and you can have a lot of fun. And that really then breaks this pattern of being overly self-critical. On the 19th, the Saturday, a grand trine appears, and that's in fire. That's real energy, and that's really having a lot of fun and just enjoying yourself with other people, having your hopes and dreams looked at in a much more positive way. You raise your vibration in every sense, and you let go of some of these limiting, really strict beliefs that have been kind of plaguing you at the beginning of the month. So things are really turning around now, and they're going from super, super heavy to really light. On the 20th of March, the moon quincunxes your Sun and your Mercury. Mercury is still in your 6th house in Pisces, and that means intuitively you're getting a lot of information come through which will guide you in your practical life and give you a sense of, this is what I could do to really shine, to really achieve something. So you're feeling much more positive about it. And then the Sun is in Aries as well, and Aries is the first sign of the new year according to astrology. So it's based on the seasons. Aries is the first sign of spring. So with the Sun in Aries, you have much more potential and hope to actually put things into practice and to actually turn some of these ideas and thoughts around. So beginning of March, again, I would say journaling and really grounding yourself is very important. The latter part of the month is when you can actually achieve things and have things click into place much more easily. That's echoed by Mercury moving into Aries on the 22nd of March. The communication planet is now in the sign of the Ram, moving forward, being very fast-paced, fast-moving, and using information to achieve your goals, your aspirations. So things really, really speed up, and you'll be able to use information in a much more constructive way. The full moon occurs on the 23rd of March, and this full moon is in Libra. So the full moon is in your sign, in your 1st house, and the full moon is a culmination. It's a coming to fruition of energy. So Libra energy is going to be spread, floating around, and that will feel very comfortable. You're going to feel in your element. But then what happens is, this isn't just a full moon, there's also a lunar eclipse that happens, and it's a lunar eclipse on the North Node. So the lunar eclipse interrupts that full moon. Because it's on the North Node, it pulls more Libra energy in. So this isn't just a Libra full moon, it's like a Libra supermoon. So you've been struggling a little bit so far this month. Things started to look more positive from the 18th, 19th onwards. But now this Libra full moon will really be the kind of reprieve and respite that you've been waiting for. You will feel wonderful, you'll feel completely in your own element, and things will kind of fall into place, and you're not going to be in this constant emotional turmoil. So you're going to really benefit from this full moon the most out of all the signs because it is in your sign. On the 24th, the moon is still in Libra, so it's still a very, very positive day. But a T-square now starts to form between that moon and Uranus, and it connects with Pluto in your 4th. You feel very at ease in yourself. That gives you the confidence to, again, move forward with relationships. And even if you've been scared of making a commitment or cementing something or making something more solid, this is a very good day. And as far as relationships are concerned, which have been good all month, this is the best day for you relationship-wise, especially to take the next step in making something more solid. Pluto then changes something and puts things into place and secures them. So this is a great time to, and I know it's been a kind of up and down month, but you will feel a real sense of self-knowledge now and peace. And this is a wonderful time to make a commitment, to commit to someone, to ask them to move in, to propose to someone, to kind of talk about getting married in future or planning a family. This is really a day that could be life-changing in terms of those kind of conversations and discussions that you have. On the 26th of March, the moon now goes into Scorpio in your 2nd house, and it starts to trine Neptune. Now, Neptune is in your 6th house of day-to-day routine and work, and this is the ongoing dream of how can I help people, how can I be of service to people. And the moon in Scorpio gives you that little bit of control now. It gives you a sense of, okay, this is something that I could actually see happening. So if you have the idea, for instance, to design your own t-shirts and to sell them, if that pops into your head, and to do that kind of business to help other people, so part of it goes to charity or it's ethically made or something like that, you will get a sense that that's actually doable. And you will feel like that's very achievable, and that's encouraging. So in terms of making money, so far this is the best day. Because money and career has been totally awash with emotion. And I don't think you've been very practical or have looked at that side of your life with a very clear vision at all. And this is the best day so far when something comes out of your emotions and gives you something actually valuable that you can use. Also on this day, the 26th, there's a grand trine in your chart, and that stays there until the 31st of March. This grand trine, a grand trine is always an area of interest, of ease, of real passion and desire, and this is this emotional idea about work. So it's almost like an invention, it's almost going to feel like life purpose, and it's literally on fire for the next 6 days, 5 days, 26th of March till 31st, so do something with it. This is something to really put into practice. So expect to be inspired and expect it to be a really practical idea that will benefit you. Then finally you finish the month with the moon and Pluto conjuncting each other in your 4th house, and this changes the energy completely, and you focus on altering your family relationships now and working on those, and that's what you go into the beginning of April with. So that's it for the month. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you'll see the types of readings that I offer. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you next month for your Libra forecast. But I'm also here on the YouTube channel for the daily tarot reading, so have a look at those. Have a wonderful March, and I'll speak to you soon.